Everything explained in this video is summarized from the CoinMarketCap, and also please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for future XRP news and some other cryptocurrency news in general. Now take a look at this. Ripple and SEC near resolution in 4-year lawsuit over 125 million XRP sales penalty. Ripple Labs and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, are getting closer and closer to resolving their protracted legal struggle. The conversations are centered on a penalty of $125 million that will be levied on Ripple in 2019. Eleanor Terrett, a journalist for Fox Business, said that both parties are currently engaged in settlement talks. She cited sources who did not wish to be identified. Ripple's legal team is questioning why the company should still be subject to a penalty, particularly because the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has withdrawn charges against other cryptocurrency companies such as Coinbase, Consensus, and Kraken, while acting as chair Mark Uyeda. On March 11th, Ripple's chief legal officer Stuart Alderoty addressed the ongoing negotiations and stated that Ripple's case was further along than others because it already has a verdict and is in the process of appealing the decision. Even though he understood that this added complexity, he continued to be optimistic about finding a solution. Ripple intends to move forward with its appeal if a settlement cannot be reached. In December of 2020, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, accused Ripple of selling XRP as an unregistered security to reportedly raise $1.3 billion based on the transaction. About programmatic sales on exchanges, Judge Annalisa Torres declared in August 2024 that XRP was not a security. However, she did not amend her decision on penalties for institutional sales. Additionally, Ripple filed a cross-appeal in response to the SEC's appeal of the verdict, which was managed at the time by Gary Gensler. Simultaneously, Ripple's participation in political affairs in the United States has been expanding. Ripple's chief executive officer Brad Garlinghouse suggested in December 2024 that the company's political participation would have been different if a different group had led the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. A total of $45 million has been contributed by Ripple to the Political Action Committee Fairshake, which is focused on cryptocurrency. This includes a gift of $25 million that was made in November of 2024. Additionally, the business has committed to contributing $5 million worth of XRP to the inauguration fund for President Donald Trump. On the 20th of January, both Garlinghouse and Alderoty are seen attending important ceremonies in Washington, District of Columbia. In the past, there has been a lot of debate regarding whether or not political contributions have influenced the judgments that the SEC has made. Another significant donor to Fairshake, Coinbase, had its case with the SEC suspended in February. The company's chief executive officer, Brian Armstrong, was also present at a crypto summit held at the White House on March 7th, where Garlinghouse was also present. Alderoty, on the other hand, refused to acknowledge the assertions that political donations had an effect on the SEC strategy, and instead attributed the change to Uyeda's leadership. Despite the ongoing conversations, the Securities and Exchange Commission has not made any official filings that indicate they intend to withdraw the lawsuit against Ripple. As early as May 2025, according to the legal analyst Jeremy Hogan, a conclusion might be reached, or perhaps sooner. XRP's price increased by 3% when it was reported that probable settlement talks were taking place. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, and Ripple XRP may be getting closer and closer to the conclusion of their long-running legal battle. Eleanor Terrett, a prominent crypto journalist who works for Fox Business, has reported that two trustworthy people who are aware with the matter have assured her that the litigation may be resolved in the approaching future. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is continuing its push to freeze and dismiss its legal actions against cryptocurrency entities such as Coinbase, Binance, Uniswap, and Consensus. This new development occurs at the same time. Although the SEC has temporarily halted and dismissed these lawsuits, it has not yet decided the complaint against Ripple. Because of this, many investors in XRP were left wondering what could possibly be the reason for the delay, despite the fact that the Ripple case was one of the first cases that the SEC brought against the cryptocurrency industry. Delay in the imminent dismissal of the Ripple case. Caused by a factor, citing two anonymous sources, Tarrant asserted that Ripple's legal team is currently negotiating for more favorable conditions in relation to the New York federal court verdict that was made in August 2024. This was done in order to highlight the reason that is preventing a probable dismissal from occurring. During that finding, Judge Annalisa Torres imposed a penalty on Ripple for breaking federal securities laws through its institutional sales of XRP. In particular, the judge ordered the corporation to pay a fine of $125 million and issued a permanent injunction that prevents it from committing any other crimes in the future. The argument of Ripple. According to Tarrant, Ripple is saying that it is unjust for the company to be penalized based on Judge Torres's August order because the SEC is attempting to cease its enforcement-heavy approach against previously targeted crypto firms by embracing regulatory clarity. Tarrant says that Ripple is making this argument. She suggested that Ripple believes that accepting the ruling is equivalent to admitting guilt, even though the present leadership of the SEC appears uncertain about whether or not any malfeasance took place. A similar view was expressed earlier this month by attorney James Murphy, often known as Meta Lawman, and Tarrant took credit to him for communicating it. The ruling made by Judge Torres, in particular, the injunction and the findings of violations of securities legislation, was described by Murphy as being not so great for Ripple. He stated that these judgments might be difficult for Ripple to make if the company is preparing an initial public offering, IPO, shortly. Tarrant's report draws a mixed response from the public. As was to be expected, the most recent report that Tarrant posted regarding the Ripple case elicited a range of responses from members of the XRP community as well as legal professionals. Several people have highlighted the possibility that the rumor regarding the lawsuit is an attempt to manipulate the price of XRP. The FOX business reporter, on the other hand, refuted this widespread belief by pointing out that she does not possess any cryptocurrency holdings. People may accuse her of publicizing certain crypto-related events to gain personal gain, but this attitude is intended to prevent that from happening. Opinions of the experts' Tarrant story was also met with responses from several crypto professionals. It was suggested by Yasin Mobarak, the founder of Dizer Capital, that Ripple does not believe the fine of $125 million to be a concern. It was underlined by him that Ripple was capable of paying the fine without blinking. That being said, he brought attention to the injunction as a significant factor that prevented the parties from reaching an agreement to dismiss the complaint. According to his point of view, Ripple is now engaged in negotiations to have the injunction lifted, which bans the company from selling XRP to organizations. Only prerequisite for an early resolution, in addition, attorney Jeremy Hogan brought attention to the one and only condition that may result in an immediate resolution to the Ripple litigation against the company. According to the attorney, the case would only wrap up soon if the parties achieve a private settlement.